Hello everybody! We are less than a week away from the release of Mamoswine in Pokemon Unite. We now know that he's going to be coming out on September 29th, and he's going to be a defender role. This is interesting because a lot of people thought that he was going to be an attacker or maybe even an all-rounder, but he is a defender. He is physical attacking, so he's going to fall in suit with things like Snorlax as well as Blastoise. He does start off as Swine Up, and he does go into Piloswine and Mamoswine. This is going to be a little bit detrimental to Mamoswine's success in the game, I think. Pokemon like Garchomp that evolve at level 10, they don't seem to do too well in this game. Level 10 seems to be just a little bit too late of an evolution. Maybe if this was level 5 and 9, similar to like Charizard and Blastoise, it'd be a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit slow going. He's going to be obviously a late game sweeper. Maybe as a defender, he'll be a little bit better than Garchomp, who is an all-rounder and not an offensive unit. But it's still going to be strange. He has the ability to Thick Fat, which we don't know what it does yet. In traditional Pokemon games, it's 50% reduction to damage from fire and ice attacks. But I wonder what Thick Fat's going to do. But yeah, so Swine Up to Piloswine level 6. Mamoswine level 10. I think that's just a little bit too late. He does have his standard basic attack being physical all the way through, and boosted attack at every third attack, dealing damage to the opponent and stunning them. So his third attack will actually stun. So these are his special level 1s. At level 1 or 3, you'll have the ability to choose between Tackle as well as Ice Shard. Ice Shard hurls 3 chunks of ice at a designated location, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon area of effect and decreasing their movement for a short time. You're going to see an AoE type of damage very often with Mamoswine. It seems to be like he's an AoE type of guy. This is just standard melee. If all 3 hits connect, you'll freeze your opponent for a short time. So I don't know why it's not a melee hindrance, but it's just melee. It has a 7-second cooldown. Ice Fang uses cold infused fangs to throw the opposing Pokemon closest to the user. So essentially he's going to charge forward and just launch them. Deals damage, leaving the Pokemon just frozen for a short time, and the user can designate a direction to slam the thrown Pokemon forward or backwards, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon area of effect. Again, that word, area of effect. Leaving them frozen for a short time. And upgrades at level 13. And AoE is increased in size. Icicle Crash does something similar. It drops icicles in designated area, dealing damage to Pokemon, and again, an AoE, decreasing their movement speed for a short time. The final icicle shatters after a set amount of time, or when hit by users' other moves, like Tackle or High Horsepower. We'll get into that later. Or boost attacks, dealing damage to Pokemon in an AoE and leaving them frozen. If the icicle is shattered by Tackle or High Horsepower, the ground is then covered in ice, which allows ally Pokemon to have an increased movement speed when going over it. Level 13, the final icicle leaves the opposing Pokemon. It hits unable to act for a short time. So that's all your special ones. You'll be able to choose between Ice Fang and Icicle Crash. Me, personally, I think Ice Fang is a better option how I play. It is a longer cooldown. It is a 10-second cooldown compared to the 8. But we don't have the damage pool for it yet, unfortunately, so we don't know how much damage Ice Fang is actually going to do. Now, moving on to your special 2s, you have Tackle, which you could get at level 1 or level 3. And it has the user rush recklessly in a designated location, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon it hits and throwing them. So you see throwing and hitting as a trend. Then you have High Horsepower, which has the user rush recklessly to a designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and shoving them. The user then stomps its feet, dealing damage to its opponent's Pokemon in the area of effect. Again, more AoEs, and leave them unable to act for a short time, so stun. The stomping damage deals increased damage if the opposing Pokemon is frozen. So if they're frozen, you do more damage. Nice synergy with his special 1 attacks. Then you have Earthquake, which is a dash attack, surprisingly. All of these are actually dash attacks. Which then has the user leap up to designated direction and land, forcefully dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in AoE and pulling them towards the user. This could be good if you use this first and then use something like Ice Fang, or pull them closer, then hit them with the AoE for Icicle Crash. They do have very good synergy when it comes to cooldowns. Ice Fang and High Horsepower do as well, 10 and 8, so it's only 20% longer for Ice Fang. Or even Icicle Crash is 8 and 8, so you get them at the same time if you use them simultaneously. Overall, pretty long cooldowns. most Pokemon now are running like 5 or 6, and they have some way of decreasing that, but Mamoswine seems to be coming in pretty different to all of them. Then you have finally the Unite move, which has the user jump into a designated location and become immune to hindrances. The user then repeatedly stomps the ground. Stomps. Nice, Irby. Dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in an AoE. Even its Unite move is an AoE, and decreasing their movement speed for a short time with each stomp. The final stomp throws the opposing Pokemon in an AoE. Again, we don't have stats for him yet. We should know more on the 29th, but this is Mamoswine. I love Mamoswine as a Pokemon. He's one of my favorite Pokemon and one of the most reliable Pokemon I've had. But unfortunately, in Pokemon Unite, as funny as he looks to play, it doesn't look like he is going to be the greatest. The defender role means that he's going to be pretty tanky, have high HP and good defenses, which means that he could endure quite a bit. So hopefully that translates to him being able to, hey, I'm around for a long time. These cooldowns don't really matter to me. I'm going to be dealing damage as I'm cooling down and causing status effects to help my teammates get in and do damage. The Frozen works really well with Gengar, I would think, because you could freeze them, then they just become Hex bait. They can't move, and yeah, so Gengar seems to be the perfect Pokemon for him. We haven't seen anything of Sylveon yet. When we do, I'll make another video. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating. If you loved it, then make sure to subscribe. Are you excited for Mamoswine? Do you think level 10 is too late to evolve, or do you think it's fine? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd like to know your opinions. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.